Good day and welcome back to the Family Cyber Clinic. This week we're going to be discussing how to delete or clear your browsing data. During last week's live show, we mentioned that we would be covering a session at some point in our time together, showing you how to do just that. And this week, that's going to be our focus. And for those of you who didn't attend the live show, we were discussing managing cookies, what we do or what we should do when we get prompted to allow or disallow cookies. If you want to consume that content, please click on the info card and do just that too, okay? But this week, we're going to concentrate on how to clear your browsing data. And we're going to show you how to do this on phones, and we're going to show you how to do this on an Apple computer. The phone I'm going to use will be an iPhone, but I'll show you how to delete your browsing data in Google Chrome and in Safari, okay? Before we do that, I'm going to explain what the reasons, or go over some reasons why we ought to delete our browsing data. And for those who don't know what browsing data is, it's not just your browsing history, but it includes cookies, it includes images, passwords, logins, all that is stored on your device to allow for an informed browsing experience. Emphasis on informed, okay? So it's important that we, from time to time, delete our browsing data. And those reasons are, you've logged on to a public computer. You know, you've gone to an internet cafe, not that you'll be rushing to do that now, but maybe you are. But you go to an internet cafe. It is vital that after you've completed the work on that computer, especially browsing the internet, you ought to clear your browsing data so that you're not leaving personal information on a public computer. One of our recommendations, and the only time we will recommend it, is if you're working in an internet cafe, that you work in incognito mode in Google Chrome or in a private browsing mode. And that way, none of your information is stored on the local computer or the computer that you're using in the public domain. So it's important that you are aware of that so that you will always get to delete your browsing data once you're done. Another reason for deleting your browsing data would be you don't want websites tracking you. Websites can actually track you via your browsing data. And when you say yes, do you want to allow these cookies? Those are the things you're saying yes to. So you can, if you don't want any of that, you can, clear your browsing data a lot more regularly. But you will clear your browsing data to prevent that from happening. Another reason for clearing your browsing data would be that your browser is slow. It's sort of, it goes against the flow. Ideally, your browsing data is supposed to make things fast. But there's sometimes when your browser is slow, you have to clear your browsing data. It's almost like a restart, a reset button, if you like. So that's another time that you want to clear your browsing data. Another one will be if you've changed your login details. If you know, most of these vendors now, Google Chrome and Safari, prompt you to log in to these browsers. And that's so that you can synchronize the information that you have across the various platforms. If you have, let's say, an iPad, if you log in to your iPad and use Google Chrome, the information, the browsing data is stored on there, and you can synchronize that across other devices that you use, like your iPhone or the computer itself. And so if you've changed your login details, it's possible that across the synchronization, whilst it's synchronizing, something has gone wrong. And one way to get over that hurdle is to clear your browsing data. And that again is a reset, or if you like, a restart, restarting afresh. So that's another reason. And the final reason is you could encounter bugs when loading a website. You go to a website, each time you go to that website, it comes up with a bug warning. And to get past that, you may find that clearing your browsing data will allow you, again, refresh your browser and allow access accordingly. So those are several ways that, or several reasons for deleting your browsing data. It was slightly longer than I intended. But let's go straight to how to, manage or clear your browsing data. We start first with the Apple computer. We'll go to Google Chrome. And so you see that Google Chrome is open here. And so if you look at the top right, you can see 3 buttons. Click on it. And if you click on it, there are 2 ways to get through to it. You have more tools. You see where I am now. You can see clear browsing data, or you just go to settings. If you go to settings, which I've clicked now, another page will load up. When it does, we will go to tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. So if you look in the left pane, you can see privacy and security. If you click on that, you can see 4 options. You can see clear browsing data, cookies and other site data, security, and site settings. Our focus will be on clear browsing data. If you click on that, you see that it will bring up two options. You can do it in basic mode or advanced mode. It also gives you a time range, so you can delete all the information that you have left on the computer in the last hour, or you can, if you click down, it allows you to do last 24 hours, 7 days, 4 weeks, and all time. That will just delete everything. And you can note, or you should note, that there are 3 items under the basic, and that's just your browsing history, cookies, I beg your pardon, and other site data, and then you have cached images and files. So if you were to clear the browsing data for basic for the last hour, it would just be this information. Now, if we go to advanced, you see that it's a lot more. So again, you have the time range, but then you now have other things added. So not just your browsing history, cookies, and other site data and cached images and files, you have another included, which is download history. Yes, your browsers capture that information too. So you have download history, and you have passwords and other sign-in data. Then you have auto-fill form data. Now, you remember I mentioned that your browsing experience is improved with cookies, for example, third-party cookies and all that. Now, one of the reasons why that happens is because it remembers a lot of things, because it has that information to hand, like your password information, like your auto-fill form data. It allows you, it makes it easy that you don't have to, for example, you don't have to type in all your information each time you visit a form, for example. It will just give you an option to auto-populate. All that information is not magic. It is via the browsing data. It's able to use that information to show you information you've already given, which is on your system. Now, it is important to make a choice on what you want to do. Some people prefer just the basic, and some people go for advanced, full stop. They just want everything cleared. And if that's what you desire to do, and there may be reasons for that, you now select these also, as I'm doing now, and then you clear data. But if it's just basic information, you will just allow these 3 and also click clear data. I'm happy with my browsing data today, so I don't want to delete it. But if you were going to do it because it's that time, then you choose whichever option, basic or advanced, and then say clear data. Okay, so that will be how to do it on an Apple computer in Google Chrome. So I'll cancel that and show you how to do it on a phone. And for that, I would use my iPhone, which I'm going to now. I hope you can see it. I'm sure you can. Let's see if you can. Let's see. Can you see it? Yes, you can. All right. So if you look at my phone, if you go to Google Chrome, I think you can see it there. I'm just going to click on it. And so in Google Chrome, you have, let me turn it this way. I think this will be better for you. Let's see. Let's see, Google. All right. So in Google Chrome, you can see this. Yes, you can see it. So again, we have those three buttons. Don't forget I'm on an iPhone. You have those three buttons, top right. If you click on that, a menu comes up and you can see settings, you can see history, recent tabs. The one we want is history. If we click on history, it gives you information there, and you can see bottom left, you see clear browsing data. If I were to, let's see if I edit it. If I edit it, it allows you to choose what you want to delete. But of course, I don't want to delete anything. Again, if you want to clear your browsing data and like the advanced option, that's the one that you will just click clear browsing data. We don't want to do that. Well, I don't want to do that. But if you're, because I'm advising that you do this regularly. So when that time is up, then you clear your browsing data accordingly. So let's just say we go back to that menu, and this time we click on settings. If you go to settings and you click on privacy, and you can see now just under handoff, you have clear browsing data. If you click on that, now you can see something similar, the things that we saw in the Google on the computer, where you have browsing history, cookies, cached images, and you notice that saved passwords and auto-fill data is not populated. So by default, you get the basic option. If I included those last two, saved passwords and auto-fill data, then I'm doing basically the advanced. And once, let's see if I put a tick there and a tick there, and if I click clear browsing data, it's going to delete everything. Interestingly, you can see that the information I was showing in the Google Chrome on my computer is similar to what I have on the Google on my iPhone. And that's what I meant, that your information is synced once you're logged in to these internet browsers. Again, because I don't want to delete, I'm going to click on done just to quit. And that's how you do it on Google Chrome on an iPhone. Okay? Now let's see how it's done in Safari. Now for Safari, you go to settings, bottom right, and notice that my apps are here, and you can see Safari. I click on Safari, and if I scroll down to I think just further down where you can see clear history and website data, I'll click on that. Remember, we're doing Safari now. So if I click, it says clear history and data. Now it doesn't give you any option. You just clear history and data, which will mean that it will clear your browsing history, your cookies, and other browsing data. So you have to think carefully that that's what you want to do. And the only reason why you're thinking that way is if you did clear your history and data on Safari, basically when you load your Safari up again, it will be from fresh, which means your password information, your cookies, all that will have been deleted, which will mean that your browsing experience might be a bit slower because you don't have information that these vendors can work with. But that can be a good thing based on the reasons I shared for clearing your browsing data in the first place. Okay, I'm not going to do that again, so I'm going to cancel. And that's basically how you do it on those platforms. And I'm clear that there are huge benefits for doing this. And that's why I've taken the time to make sure that you understand how to do it and on what platforms. But I'm hoping that has cleared up the doubts and also giving you the information to equip you to do the right thing. It is good practice. We want the best for all the members on the platform whilst they're browsing. We don't want any hiccups, and this was just an aid to make your online experience seamless. Okay? All right. As we do each week, okay, this week's clinic news, I had something happen to me last week. I think it was Wednesday, and I'm going to actually show you so that you would see it, in real time. And I'm going to go back to my phone so that you see it live. Okay, so I'm going to go to my messages. I received a message from... let's see. I received this message. Don't know whether you can see it. And it's from a mobile a mobile phone, which is slightly confusing. But if you read it, it says to retrieve your voicemail from Laura, click and dial that number. To opt out, email that address. Calls cost £6 plus standard net rate. Unsolicited text message. And this is happening, and when you go online and search this is a scam. And so many people do this without reading because you think that you have a voicemail from Laura that you don't know. I know no Laura. I know a Nora, but I don't know a Laura. So I suppose I am paying attention to this, or I'm bringing it to your attention because it's very easy to just click. You go click happy and you get into a bother. Some people have amassed a huge bill listening to junk because they thought they were having retrieving a voicemail message. So please be on the alert. How this dropped into my message box, I will not know, but it's there so you can see it. So it is a scam. They are milking you whilst you think you are retrieving a legit voicemail. Why should a voicemail cost £6? Unbelievable. Okay? So that's the clinic news. We just wanted you to be aware of this, what I call a scam, so that you don't fall prey to it. Be wise, guys. Be wise. It's important, really important that we only click on things that we intend to. Okay? Good stuff. Okay, as we do each week, we focus on wise sayings, really. And I know that we tend to overlook it because it's at the latter part of our time together. But this week's PowerPoint to you, lovely people, is sell everything and buy wisdom. Forage for understanding. Don't forget one word. Don't deviate an inch. I'm your host, Cyber Pastor Lawrence Edem. Until next week, God bless and goodbye.